Hi, I'm Mark Geene, CEO of Cloud Elements.
And I'm Vineet Joshi, the CTO of Cloud Elements.
So Vineet and I are going to share with you lessons we've learned in distributing our cloud service to dozens of private, public, and hybrid clouds by using Cloud Foundry. So first, just a little bit about us as a company. So Cloud Elements, we're a cloud services integrator that combines consulting services with technology to accelerate the development of cloud applications. And how we do that is our technology is essentially an API integration layer that sits on top of Cloud Foundry that helps developers integrate cloud services into their applications in a fraction of the time that it normally takes. A typical cloud application may use 6 to 10 cloud services such as SendGrid, Dropbox, Twilio, Authorize.net. And each of those are glued into the application. They take time to integrate, monitor, and maintain. What we do is we've built a preset of integrations that make it far easier to integrate those and monitor, manage those in your application. And one of the unique things that we do is we take a hub approach. So essentially, if your application needs to integrate to leading document services, you can write to one API that then connects to, and then we do all the work in the back end to connect to all those other services. We do the same thing for CRM, customer services systems, payment services, et cetera. So again, really with the focus of reducing that time to build these integrations. But our customers are enterprises, they're independent software vendors, SaaS companies that want to deploy our technology in their clouds. So our challenge has been to be able to build this solution and efficiently deploy it to dozens of different cloud environments, none of which we have control over.
And then also the technology stack in every one of our customers is very different, right? So not just from the different runtimes, but different containers. And even from within a given runtime, let's say if you're taking Java, for example, some of our customers are using Tomcat and some are using WebLogic, WebSphere, whatever. So getting one set of services or one application deployed into that different plethora of runtimes becomes a management and deployment nightmare. So hence we decided that we needed a PaaS and we basically needed something in between to make our deployments more efficient.
Yeah, we were spending too much time doing those deployments. So we moved to this PaaS-centric, what we call PaaS-centric design, where we designed our application to the PaaS first and eliminated dependencies on the infrastructure.
Right, and so also our customers, again, as Mark said, are deployed on various clouds. So some of them have their own data centers, some are running vSphere or vCloud Director, et cetera. A lot of them are in Amazon, Rackspace, a variety of different public clouds, right? So what we adhere to is a strict separation between the infrastructure tier and the platform, right? So we ensured that nothing we did in our elements, as well as integrating those elements into our customers' applications, was using any of the infrastructure tier APIs or services, but only using platform tier APIs and services. So an example being anchoring to runtimes available in the platform.
And then the custom service as well.
Yeah, and so the other thing was initially we were deploying all our elements bundled in one application. And as one of the previous speakers had mentioned, we realized that breaking that into smaller components and smaller services allowed us not only to deploy those and manage those more independently, but allowed Cloud Foundry as well, the PaaS as well, for us to spin up new instances of different services versus having to spin up instances of that whole application every time. It became a much easier proposition as well as less resource consuming proposition to break it down into smaller components. So what we decided to do is to break it down and start building custom services within the Cloud Foundry stack so that we could then deploy our elements as we chose to at our customers in their clouds, basically.
So we'll share 7 best practices for essentially what we've learned through distributing services, our cloud service, to dozens of different clouds using Cloud Foundry.
Yeah, so again, one of the key things was to make it where when you design your services or components, or even for your example, your applications, to use a very service-oriented architecture and use REST as kind of the de facto API standard and not use SOAP or something heavyweight of that nature. We experienced that sticking to runtimes available, the whole core compatible, Cloud Foundry core compatible was very helpful for us because a lot of our customers wanted runtimes that were not core compatible, didn't fit into that format, and we always advised to use a runtime that is a core compatible Cloud Foundry runtime because, again, upgrading and things like that, it made it just easier to pick from within the available services within Cloud Foundry. And then, again, reiterating, using a API that's directly provided by the infrastructure provider will just destroy the portability of your application. So completely avoid doing that. Use what the PaaS provides. One thing I experienced, and this, again, applies to our elements, is to try and make the service as stateless as possible. The minute you're using non-standard services to maintain state makes it harder for the platform to manage instances and scale your services up and down. So keep your services as stateless as you can when building those into the platform. And then the other thing is the authentication. So for security, initially we were doing some custom things, but then we leveraged the OAuth 2.0 from the Cloud Foundry UAA provider, and that has been really nice because it not only made our code a lot simpler, but also made it more standardized. And now, with the new UAA changes coming, we don't have to worry about kind of porting our services over to a different technology or anything like that. Then initially we were using VCAP like a lot of people way back, but we are currently in the process of using BOSH across all our customer deployments. So basically, using standard stem cells where available, but also seeing if we can build our own custom stem cells for some of our custom deployments. But we are going to standardize on BOSH. I think that's the way forward as well from a Cloud Foundry perspective. And so, again, leverage Cloud Foundry to build your services. It becomes much easier not only to build them as service components, but also distribute them through the marketplace and then get them on private cloud installations.
So by doing all this, we were able to actually reduce our development spend by 30% across our entire development, really virtually eliminate all these distribution aspects that we were spending money on and take it down to hours versus days and weeks that it took previously. So yeah, we're excited about the gains we've gained as a company and the benefits from using Cloud Foundry. Thanks.